Emily sat by the window of a cozy restaurant called White Lily. She nervously twisted a napkin in her hands. Outside, the lights of the evening city flickered. A summer rain tapped gently on the windowsills, but inside it was warm, filled with the aroma of fried onions, roasted meat, fresh pastries, and quiet anxiety. It was her birthday. 33. The age of Christ, her mother always said dramatically. Only unlike the Savior, Emily didn't feel holy. She felt tired, crushed, and foolishly hopeful for a miracle. Tonight, she had invited only her husband and his mother. No one else. She didn't want to see anyone else anymore. She had planned the menu in advance, paid for everything, even ordered a marble-glazed cake for dessert. All for one reason, to try to save her family, to bring at least a drop of normalcy back into her marriage. Lately, Mark had become someone entirely different, irritable, rude, like a bitter store manager from the Soviet era. Especially when his mother, Margaret, was around, he turned slippery, prickly, and unbearable. Still, Emily hoped. Hoped for the sake of Alex, their son, who now often hid under his blanket whenever he heard his father slam the door coming home. At exactly 7:50 p.m., with his usual delay, Mark appeared at the restaurant entrance, wearing a wrinkled blue suit, his shirt half untucked, and a can of beer in his hand. Beside him was Margaret, wrapped in a shawl, her lips pressed tight, her eyes sharp. "Well, happy birthday, Mark muttered without even glancing at her. "Thanks for the invitation," Margaret added with biting sarcasm, her gaze sweeping the room. "A bit tacky here, but hey, at least the table's free." Alex ran up to the table first, proudly holding a little box covered in stickers and rhinestones. He'd hidden his gift in his school bag his mom had brought him straight from school. Inside was a clay craft, a crooked little heart with the words, "For Mom," pressed on the side. "Mommy, this is for you." Alex beamed like a Christmas tree. "Oh, sweetheart, thank you." Emily hugged him and kissed his hair. But before she could even smooth her dress, Mark snapped, waving his hand at the boy. "Hey, you little brat. Don't get under my feet. Nobody needs you here anyway." Alex flinched. Tears filled his eyes. The box fell to the floor. "What is wrong with you, Mark?" Emily stood up, shocked. "That's your son." Mark, already half drunk, turned toward her and growled so loud the whole restaurant heard. "Get this straight. My mother comes first. Then that bastard kid you brought into this world." "Got it." The words hung in the air like smoke after an explosion. The restaurant froze, waiters, the musician, even the chef peering from the kitchen. Something snapped inside Emily. She marched up to her husband, grabbed his jacket, and before he realized what was happening, slammed his face into the big festive salad in the middle of the table. "There you go, darling." "Olivier salad with carrots and respect," she said coldly. Margaret jumped up. "What are you doing?" "That's my son. You can't treat him like this." Emily was past listening. "Oh, so you also think Alex isn't your real grandson? That I had him with someone else." Margaret went pale, her lips trembling. She tried to speak, but Mark, dripping with salad, roared, "You crazy witch. You ruined my suit and my day." He lunged at her, but two strong men, the restaurant security, grabbed him instantly. "Calm down, sir," one said, twisting his arms. "Behave yourself." "Who the hell are you?" Mark shouted, flailing and smearing mayonnaise everywhere. "Quite a show," one guard chuckled. Tonight's premiere, Man in Salad. A masterpiece of idiocy. Emily almost laughed. The police came quickly. Disturbance, threats, assault. Everything was written up neatly. Mark, drunk and aggressive, was only too happy to be hauled off, a gift to the night shift. Margaret darted between tables, clutching her head. "How could you? You sent my son to jail." "For what?" "He's a good man." "Sure," Emily replied coolly. "Straight to jail first, circus next. He fits right in." Meanwhile, Alex sat quietly on a waiter's lap, holding his little box. He didn't cry, just stared at his mother, eyes wide and stunned. When Mark was finally taken away, Emily sat down, took a sip of champagne. Margaret stood over her, trembling with rage. "You've humiliated all of us." Yourself, me, and Mark in public. No, Margaret, Emily said calmly. Your son humiliated himself. I endured it for years, but for what? So my boy could grow up thinking love means fear. Margaret hissed, You're a witch. No. I'm a mother, unlike you. Emily stood tall. And tell your son, if he ever shows up at our door again, I'll call the police. Alex and I don't need a monster. Better no father at all than one like that. You homewrecker. Margaret shrieked. I'll report you. Go ahead, Emily said. Maybe they'll dunk you in salad too, with a sauce called justice. Margaret had nothing left to say. She straightened her shawl and marched out with what was left of her pride. Music slowly filled the room again. The restaurant returned to life. Some women, who had witnessed everything, gathered around Emily. Someone opened another bottle of champagne. Alex ran up to her with a piece of cake. Mom, I tried the cake. It's so good. Want some? Thank you, sweetheart, she said, hugging him, tears in her eyes. It's going to be okay now. What about Dad? Dad's gone. And it's not your fault or mine. He just forgot that people aren't furniture to be kicked around. Is he ever coming back? Maybe, only if he brings flowers and a written apology. Or another salad on his head. She smiled through tears. Here's to strong, independent women, one of the ladies toasted. Soon Emily was laughing, eating, celebrating with her new friends. That night she and Alex went home together, while Mark spent his first of 15 days in jail for disorderly conduct. The officers nicknamed him Mr. Olivier. One even joked about writing a comedy script based on the story. As for Emily, after the divorce, she bought a small apartment for herself and Alex. She joined a yoga class, took her son to a therapist, and for the first time in years, she slept peacefully. On her shelf stood the same little box with the crooked green heart. Imperfect, lopsided, but completely real. Just like her new, normal life.